नमस्कार साथियों, मैं डॉक्टर लोकेश भाटिया स्वागत करता हूं आज के इस वीडियो में आपका। सर्वप्रथम तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद साथियों, आपने काफ़ी सब्सक्रिप्शंस मेरे चैनल पे बढ़े हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद उन तमाम सब्सक्राइबर्स का जो मेरे साथ इस चैनल पे जुड़े हुए हैं। साथियों, आज का वीडियो मैं बना रहा हूँ उन स्मोकर्स संगीत साथियों का और उन लोगों का जिनके घरों में कोई स्मोकर है और उनसे मेरे कुछ प्रश्न हैं। तो आज नो स्मोकर डे के उपलक्ष्य में मैं ये वीडियो जारी कर रहा हूँ और प्रयास करिएगा मेरे इन प्रश्नों पे गौर करने का।
Namaskar, welcome to Lok Talks. Thank you very much for subscribing to this channel for professional medical guidance, spirituality and meditation and life coaching. Here is my WhatsApp number. Do connect me in person if you have any question. Thank you.
So as we all know that smoking is hazardous for our life, smoking is going to work and affect on our circulatory system. It is going to kill the circulation of the many parts of the body, and it is the most hazardous thing one can do for one's own body. So it's very, very important to consider eventually if you are smoking that you need to make a strong decision, as it is an addictive thing. Addiction means it is working on your willpower system. It will not give you that strength in your willpower to be able to get rid of it. So you have to work out on your own willpower, realizing the fact that the smoking has only killed your willpower. If you realize this fact, then only you will be able to work out and get rid of your smoking habits. So I have some questions with all the smokers. One by one, I'll be asking you. Try to answer those questions, and then we will come down to the effects of smoking. Why one should give up on smoking? आपने सिगरेट पीने की आदत को क्यों त्यागना है, हम उस विषय पर जरूर आज चर्चा करेंगे साथियों। आज इस नो स्मोकिंग डे के उपलक्ष्य में मैं ये वीडियो जारी कर रहा हूँ। साथियों, जिन्होंने अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं करा है वो जरूर मेरे इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दें, और इस वीडियो के कंटेंट को अगर आपको पसंद आता है, जाहिर बात है अगर आप स्मोक करते हैं शायद आपको पसंद ना आए, लेकिन सुनिएगा जरूर, विचार जरूर करिएगा, क्योंकि जब तक आप अपनी स्पिरिचुअल स्ट्रेंथनिंग पे काम नहीं करेंगे, ये शायद कोई भी कितना भी आपको समझाए आपके लिए मुश्किल होगा। प्रयासरत रहिए और कोशिश कीजिए ध्यान से सुनने का मैं क्या बताने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ आपको। यूँ तो बहुत से लोगों ने प्रयास करे होंगे आपको इस आदत के बारे में अवेयरनेस लाने का, लेकिन आज एक और नया प्रयास, सुनिएगा ध्यान से। धन्यवाद। Friends, let's understand something very important to think about is that every sinner has a future and every saint has a past. Ask yourself, do you love yourself? Do you accept yourself? Do you really love your family and friends? And if the answer is yes, then isn't it time to consider quitting off? Do you really want to continue smoking till you reach to a irreversible stage physically? There are some diseases like Berger's disease and some peripheral vascular diseases which do happen only exclusively in smokers. So would you like to reach to that stage that once you reach to that stage, nothing can save you? It's only the amputations of those parts only can make you to survive. Do you really wish to reach to that stage? So, from day one of your first puff till date, did you get any one single benefit out of it? Answer these questions to your own self, right? So, the most hazardous part of smoking is that it reduces the body immunity. It doesn't allow the antibody response to get launched, and the body becomes more and more vulnerable to develop diseases more frequently. So immunity is like like a country has got their own army, their own defense systems. Same is the role of the immune system in the body. If your immune system is not functioning well, you are vulnerable to many diseases, and smoking is definitely going to affect your immune system. Second point, why one should think of leaving quitting off smoking is that the financial benefit, whatever the amount you are spending in buying one packet or whatever you are spending on buying these cigarettes, you will realize if you have quit off that a lot of amount will get saved in long run. Today's 10-20 bucks might be a huge amount in long run. Think about the power of compounding, what this amount can give you. And the same power of compounding effect also you get it with continued smoking in terms of the hazards what your body is getting. So it's all your choice. Before you reach to irreversible stage, make a strong decision that yes, you want to quit smoking, right? Coming up to the next point. Those who are smoking, you must have realized that they look much older than they actually are. Means the body accumulates a lot of free radicals in the body. And the excessive amounts of free radicals which is getting accumulated in the body because of your smoking habit makes you to appear very older than your actual age. And this effect applies much more for ladies, those who are smokers. I have seen in many countries, particularly European countries and many other countries, I don't want to name any particular country, but yes, a lot of people might be aware of that, how rampant is this smoking habit. So just need to think about it. What are the hazardous effects? You are losing your health, you are losing your wealth, you are losing your appearance. The person looks much more older. 45% will look like 55, 55% will look like 65. Is it really justified? Ask yourself whether you still want to continue or not. Smokers have got a lot of wrinkles on their skin, which gives them much older in appearance, and that is because of the poor oxygenation what the skin is getting. So think about it, right? The most important reason why one should give up on smoking is that worldwide it is number one cause of developing lung cancers and many other cancers in the body. Smoking makes the body more acidic and it will definitely make the body more prone to develop cancer. Malignancy is more severe and faster, and you are ensuring your death. One thing which is certain in our life is that everybody is going to die. Isn't that true? Then why work harder to bring that day much earlier than the actual death? What you can do? Think about it, right? These are very pertinent questions on which you need to think about. And if you have somebody nearby, if you're smoking to someone nearby, he or she is also getting equally exposed to the same toxins and making he or she more vulnerable to develop lung cancer. You must have seen many of the isolated chambers and rooms have been made on the airports and many other public places just because of one simple reason, that you are not supposed to give passive smoking to others. So it's very high time to consider that something which is not allowed in public, why you should humiliate yourself further? Why not to give up on this particular habit of smoking? Isn't it? Important problem what is more common in smokers is blindness. Blindness is happening much more because of they develop cataract, they develop glaucoma, they develop uveitis, they develop blockade in the optic nerve, and all these things will result in blindness to such an extent that you will not be able to see this beautiful world. So, isn't it high time to consider quitting off your smoking habit? Think about it. Smoking is definitely making you prone to not only lung cancers, smoking makes you prone to develop prostatic cancers. In females, it makes it more prone to develop ovarian cancers. It reduces your incidence, your fertility also gets affected. Your sperm count can drop. You may develop, the males can have erectile dysfunctions. Females can have poor egg formations. So fertility may be in trouble. So why to get into such habits? Ask yourself, right? Females are smoking, and those females who are smokers and they become pregnant, the incidence of ectopic pregnancy means the fertilization of the sperm and egg happening outside the uterus. The incidence of ectopic pregnancy is very, very high. Think about it again. The most important point you need to think about it, that is your family happy with your smoking habit? Isn't it disastrous for your own family life? And as I have said before in many videos, the relationships is the fundamental to your human's existence. Don't spoil your relations. If something, quitting your smoking habit can develop your relationships much better, definitely it's high time to think about it. Consider smoking just because of this reason too. And the experience I would like to share. Recently I had one patient some 3 years ago. When he visited me, I had counseled him that he should give up the habit of smoking. And recently when he visited me, I asked him, before you were a smoker, what about that habit now? And he said, your one sentence pinched me a lot, and you said, what about your children? When your children will grow up, will you be able to ask them morally, ethically, to stop smoking or not to smoke? If you continue smoking, how you can stop or ask them not to smoke? He said, this sentence really pinched me a lot, and now 3 years I have not smoked a single cigarette. So, dear friends, it's very high time to think about the effects on your personal relations with others, the effects on your children. Your family life is much more important than anything else in this world. Your own health, your own relations with all your family members is much more important. Think about it. Next comes is dementia. Dementia is loss of memory. Because the circulation in the brain gets affected by smoking, your incidence of loss of memory is much higher as compared to a non-smoker. So it's very high time to think about it, what you're doing, why are you doing it, can you get rid of it, think about it. Alright? Next important effect comes is your sleep cycles get disturbed. You don't get good amount of sleep, you don't get good quality of sleep, and as per the research conducted in 2011, the smokers are 2.5 times much more likely to suffer with sleep apnea. What is sleep apnea and what are the sleep disorders? I will talk maybe in some other video. It will become too long otherwise. But yes, for the present moment, you need to understand that sleep apnea, your sleep disturbances, your quality and quantity of sleep definitely gets affected by your smoking habit, right? And last but not the least, let me tell you one important experience as an orthopedic surgeon. You know something? There are certain regions in the body, if it gets fractured, a non-smoker will be considered for surgery, but a smoker will have to be left to their fate, because the results in such cases are definitely not good. Those who have been smokers, a surgeon will not consider surgery just because you are a smoker. Reason being, the wounds do not heal well, the circulation in the operated part is not up to the mark, and it is much more prone to develop a lot of post-surgical complications. So unless it is life-saving or a limb-saving surgery, nobody will do it. I can give you an example. Even the text, a lot of articles have been published in that. Fractured calcaneum, heel bone fractures. Heel bone fractures will not be operated if you are a smoker. It will just be left to the fate, because operating in that area needs an excellent circulation. Otherwise also those who are non-smokers, they are having significant number of complications. Very few surgeons do operate. Those who are very well experienced to operate in that area, they only decide to operate upon. But if you are a smoker, nobody will consider operating, or rather nobody will consider referring you to an operating surgeon. Those who are experts in operating calcaneum, doctor will not think about referring you because you are a smoker, right? So many hazards you are involving towards your life.
Please pay attention to this particular slide. As such, smoking affects every organ system. As far as the musculoskeletal effects are concerned, it affects the bones, resulting in osteoporosis. It weakens the bone strength. It reduces the bone mineral density. It reduces the strength of the muscle content. It's also called the sarcopenia. Makes the bones more fragile. That's why the fractures around the hip are more common in smokers. And smoking also delays the wounds and fracture healings. It results in delayed union, it results in non-union of fractures. So you can understand how much hazardous it is.
Think about it. If you like the content, do share it with your all those friends and family members. Make sure that they quit off smoking on this no smoking day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. All the best. God bless you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Take care. Do share it with all your friends. If you have not subscribed this channel so far, make sure that you subscribe it now. Don't forget to hit on the bell icon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.